Hey folks, it's Andrew from Gemba Red. Do you want a red light therapy device that has high power, low cost, lots of red and near-infrared wavelengths, more than 5, more than 6, more than 8, you might even call it broad spectrum, and a hefty proportion of those wavelengths include the longer wavelengths of 1050, 1060, 1070, 1082, very long wavelengths that get better penetration, and it has a relatively decent coverage area, maybe 1 or 2 feet in diameter. You can always expand that coverage area by getting more of these devices in somewhat of a modular kind of setup. And of course, it's super low EMF, very safe if you're concerned about that kind of stuff. And it's low flicker. And you do use it at a distance, which seems to be the most popular way to use red light therapy panels in the commercial market, even though most studies seem to use skin contact. For some reason, a lot of influencers and consumers want to use them at a distance. That's fine. And perhaps most importantly is that you feel a lot of heat, even when you're using it at a distance. And everyone knows that if you feel a lot of heat, then you can tell yourself that you're getting deep penetration, even though that's obviously not the case. Most of your nerves for heat sensors are in the first couple layers of your skin. You obviously don't have much heat sensors in your muscles and your organs and your fats. So if you're feeling heat, you're literally feeling superficial absorption. But anyway, ignore that. And if you're feeling heat, you can tell yourself you're getting deep penetration. And what I just described is basically the criteria a lot of influencers use to rank LED panels. A lot of consumers and people would say what I just described would be the best red light therapy device. But I wasn't talking about an LED panel. I was describing an incandescent heat lamp, which emits a broad spectrum of red and near-infrared wavelengths. That's right, what a lot of brands and influencers have been trying to turn LED panels into fancy heat lamps. And so basically you're using a fancy technology like LEDs, but for some reason trying to reverse engineer an incandescent heat lamp, which is already much cheaper and commercially available. And I already alluded to the fact that some of the nuances that distinguish heat lamps from photobiomodulation is that photobiomodulation is non-thermal and it typically uses skin contact to get that deep penetration. And of course, there are some merits to having multiple wavelengths, but at some point, especially with LED panels, if you cram 8 or 9 or 10 different LED wavelengths in the same panel, you're kind of diminishing, the ratio and the percentage you can get out of each one. So as years have gone by, it's becoming harder and harder to actually differentiate between an incandescent heat lamp and what I call an LED heat lamp. I have some reviews on my blogs and previous videos of which bulbs are the best. We have some tips in our previous blogs and videos that you can use an ESD grounding kit. If you really want to reduce the EMFs even lower, you can ground the metal plate. Or you can get a catering lamp, which has an adjustable gooseneck, which is very convenient for targeting different parts of the body. And these are typically grounded because they're made of metal, so it has a ground wire already built in, so that helps reduce the EMF without needing to add the ESD kit. So that's a good option, and they're relatively cheap, maybe $100, $150 on Amazon. So again, you have some really great options for red light therapy, which red light therapy doesn't have any official definition. That's why, influencers and brands can play kind of loosey-goosey with it. Sometimes red light therapy emits a lot of heat, even though photobiomodulation by definition does not. And sometimes red light therapy panels even include, other colors like, blue, yellow, green. Apparently it's red light therapy includes it all. And you can get multiple bulbs and set them up on a boltless shelf like this. So that way you get full body coverage. You can stand them up on different shelving levels. You can even drape some drop cloths over it and build a little tent and build a little DIY sauna from all the heat. So it's very versatile. It's got a lot of options for a lot of coverage area. So let us know what you think. Have you tried an incandescent heat lamp? Can you feel the difference between a heat lamp and an LED panel? Did we subvert your expectations and do a good plot twist on you? Thanks for tuning in.